Welcome to Top 10 World Knowledge. In the shadows of society, amidst the alleys and dark corners, lie the clandestine operations of the world's most notorious gangs. These syndicates, fueled by power, money, and a thirst for control, have etched their names in the annals of criminal history. From drug trafficking to human smuggling, their activities cast a dark shadow over communities worldwide. Join us on a riveting journey as we unveil the top 10 most dangerous gangs, delving into their origins, operations, and the lessons we can glean from their existence. Today, we will talk about top 10 most dangerous gangs in the world. So before we start, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. 1. The Yakuza, Japan. Originating in the 17th century, the Yakuza has evolved into one of Japan's most formidable criminal organizations. With a hierarchical structure akin to a traditional Japanese family, they control vast swaths of illicit activities, including gambling, prostitution, and extortion. Their code of conduct, known as Ninkyo, emphasizes loyalty and honor, making them a formidable force to reckon with. 2. The Sinaloa Cartel, Mexico. Infamous for its ruthless tactics and dominance in the drug trade, the Sinaloa Cartel has held sway over Mexico's criminal underworld for decades. Led by Joaquin El Chapo Guzman, until his arrest in 2016, the cartel continues to operate with impunity, smuggling vast quantities of narcotics across borders and waging bloody turf wars with rival factions. 3. The Sicilian Mafia, Italy. Immortalized in countless films and novels, the Sicilian Mafia, or Cosa Nostra, traces its roots back to the 19th century. Operating through a network of families with strict hierarchies, they exert influence over various sectors, including politics, business, and finance. Their omerta, or code of silence, instills fear and maintains their grip on power. 4. MS-13, United States and Central America. Born on the streets of Los Angeles in the 1980s, MS-13, or Mora Salvatrucha, has since spread its tentacles across the Americas. Known for its brutal tactics and recruitment of marginalized youth, the gang specializes in drug trafficking, human smuggling, and extortion. Their presence has fueled violence and instability in communities throughout the region. 5. The Russian Mafia, Russia. Emerging from the chaos of the Soviet Union's collapse, the Russian Mafia has emerged as a formidable global force. With ties to government officials and a penchant for sophisticated cybercrime, they engage in a wide array of illicit activities, from arms trafficking to money laundering. Their influence extends far beyond Russia's borders, reaching into the heart of Europe and beyond. 6. The Triads, China. With roots dating back to the 17th century, the Triads are among the oldest and most powerful criminal organizations in the world. Operating primarily in China and its diaspora communities, they control vast swaths of the underworld, including drug trafficking, human smuggling, and illegal gambling. Their strict codes of conduct and intricate rituals have ensured their survival through centuries of upheaval. 7. The Crips and Bloods, United States. Born out of the social unrest of 1960s Los Angeles, the Crips and Bloods have become synonymous with gang violence in America. Divided along territorial lines and fueled by a deadly rivalry, these gangs have wreaked havoc in inner-city communities, perpetuating a cycle of poverty and despair. Despite efforts at intervention and rehabilitation, their influence continues to loom large. 8. Sun Neon. Triads in China emerged during the 17th century. They were fueled by a mission to restore the Ming Dynasty. Although their efforts with that ended in failure, they persisted into the modern day. Operating discreetly, they stuck it out for centuries with black market activities to sustain themselves. Then, by the 1960s, approximately 1/6 of Hong Kong's population belonged to these secret societies. While Triads traditionally embrace honor and serve as alternatives to corrupt systems, Sun Neon stands apart from the norm. Established in the early 1900s, its members prioritize self-preservation and wealth. Despite rivalry with Wu Xingwo, more on them below, the two gangs have been known to join forces when lucrative opportunities arise. Take World War II as an example. The two Triad gangs collaborated with the Japanese to preserve themselves and their power. During the 1970s, Sun Yee-on boasted a membership of 47,000. By the 1980s and 1990s, it was dominating Hong Kong's film industry. Today, its influence now extends to high-ranking government officials in the region. The gang's exact annual revenue remains undisclosed, but it is believed to reach hundreds of billions. Law enforcement officials believe much of that is due to its control over more than 10% of the entire global heroin supply. 9. Yamaguchi-gumi. The Yamaguchi-gumi Yakuza is considered one of Japan's most dreaded crime syndicates. They have long been a target of police efforts with little law enforcement success. Operating from its fortress-like headquarters, it reigns as the world's largest and wealthiest gang. In fact, some liken it to Japan's second-largest private equity firm. By leveraging a network of hospitality workers, they gather insider trading information and leverage it. Along with other forms of blackmail, they lean hard on powerful politicians and executives. Their illicit activities span drug trafficking, fraud, theft, and violent crimes. Surprisingly, alongside their criminal endeavors, the Yamaguchi-gumi also dabbles in legitimate businesses and humanitarian groups. This criminal organization manages to maintain a highly visible presence in Japan. It comes complete with office buildings, business cards, fan magazines, and even comic books that chronicle their exploits. This stark contrast is a far cry from their humble beginnings as a loose labor union formed by dock workers in early 20th century Ko. Additionally, the modern Yakuza defies conventional stereotypes. Younger members increasingly avoid tattoos and refrain from the practice of finger amputation to evade gang affiliation. Furthermore, gang warfare and shootouts have drastically decreased due to the severe penalties associated with firearm possession. The new generation of Yakuza finds it impractical, and it makes it harder for police to track them. Despite stricter laws in Japan and internal divisions, the Yamaguchi-gumi's operations extend across Asia and reach into the United States. They are supposedly even planning to expand their influence into Tokyo. Up to this point, that had been a historically untouched territory. Through that work, the Yamaguchi-gumi remains a dominant force both domestically and internationally. 10. Jewish Defense League. The FBI recognizes the Jewish Defense League as a far-right terrorist group. Founded in 1968 by Rabbi Meir Kahane, its main goals were to combat anti-Semitism worldwide. Its primary work is in the United States and Israel, but law enforcement believes it operates elsewhere as well. The group's hope was that they would be able to successfully safeguard Jews using force. But not everybody is so gung-ho about how the group has gone about its business. The JDL has faced accusations of carrying out various acts of terrorism that have included bombings, assassinations, and extortion. Active primarily in the US and Israel, the JDL has a history of violent incidents. In the 1970s, the JDL gained attention through high-profile attacks on Arab targets in the US and Europe. They also opposed the USSR, fighting against the restrictions on Jewish emigration to Israel. If you like this video and would like to see more like it, please give it the thumbs up, leave a comment, and click the button to subscribe.